Well, it's Friday. Yes, I'm wearing the same sweater, even though it's nice outside. It, I like the feeling of comfort inside, and it's not warm, so I like to wear the sweater. Cheers, everybody. What is it, the 15th of May? Cheers. I'm up a little bit earlier. It's 6:50 in the morning. I'm going to make a quick video, then I need to go to the store for myself, and yes, for the cats. I have the wet food that Dan gave me, but I'm out of Meow Mix. And I talked to my neighbor Ray again. We had a funny moment. It was about dinner time, and he came out to feed the cats, and they were all over. They were all over in my yard because I was feeding them those treats that Dan had given me. And we both laughed about it because I said, "Oh, well, I hope you don't mind." And they said, "Oh no, they really like you. I like this. I like this development." But what I like even more, and I'll show a couple records, and I'm out of here because I got to go and get some more food for the kitties. I have the wet, but I'm out of Meow Mix, and I used to. I've always owned pets my whole life. When I moved here, because I had fucked up so bad with the last cats that I owned, I just let them get out of control. I said I'm not going to have any more pets in the house. But I love animals and I love cats. I like dogs too, but I'm particular with cats because it's like dogs, it's all super friendly, which is fine. But I kind of like the aloofness of cats where it's like you have to kind of like, meet them halfway or on their terms. So I have to look at the cat's name up again. Is it Kematadina? She really is my little friend. I'm not going to call it Campanita. Spanish for Tinkerbell. I've got to remember that. Campanita. She really is my friend because she'll come over now and just sit with me, not necessarily wanting something to eat. What was a nice development after dinner time with the cats as I went out. Yeah, it's cat updates now with Dereck. That's what's going on right now. I went to sit outside again, because Campanita came back over. I said, "Oh, you want to come and sit with me?" So she comes and sits next to me now, which is very nice. But the latest development is the other Greys. Three of them, they're a family. They're coming over now and just sitting in the yard with me. Um, One of them will let me pet them skittishly now, but it's like they are my friends, and it's nice. It's nice. Cheers, people. I did not go to the electronic music night last night because the honest deal is, why would I go to the electronic music night when I'll see Dinesh play when I play, but half the time when I go anymore, all I want to do is play. Waiting to play is how it kind of feels. That's why I don't go to many shows anymore. It's like I'm maybe burnt out. Like this person that talks to me about my bass playing. I'm not a bass player. I'm known as a bass player, but I'm not bass oriented as a person. Drums. So they were mentioning that Mohini Day and Mono Neon are both coming to Omaha. I know. I already saw that. I stay in touch. I know who Dana Murray is, but I'm not that interested actually in spending the money. Number one, if anything, it'd be more like this: just go down and say hey and meet the people. I know that they're both, virtuoso players, but I never wanted to be. I recognize it, but I'm not bass oriented as a music listener. I'm not. Drums, to be frank, number one, the thing I noticed the most is drums. So, in peeping in on Michael P. Dawson this morning, he's doing a deep dive on the CRI label, Composers Recordings Incorporated, and I have several, but most of them are in the closet. But this is out because it's filed. Harry Parch might have a Harry Parch section. Wasn't that long ago that I found this down at Grapefruit, The Bewitched, on the CRA label. So I thought I'd show this to vibe with Michael. Working on some new sounds. It's kind of cool. It's like I'm thinking, well, it has not formed yet, but it's like compose something specifically for the Page Turners show in late June, which will be where I'll be opening up for a psychedelic band from Chicago. It's like I can write something, to vibe with what they do. I mean, I'm going to do what I do, but it's like I have that ability, so I'm thinking that's my goal for today is to work on a piece specifically for the Page Turners show. Yesterday, besides working, I did play some music out in the living room and a little bit here. Ramblin', Paul Blade. It had been a long time. It was time for some Paul Blade. Paul Blade's piano playing is very thought-provoking and thoughtful to me. The way he plays, it's like you can hear him thinking, but in a good way. It's almost like trajectories and it's like you'll start at point A. In order to get to point B, it has to go this way. To get to C and D, we've got these permutations. I love his playing. He doesn't sound like anyone. No one else. I love music. Just like Herbie Hancock, very distinct sound. Chick Corea, all the greats, very distinct. Paul Bley, too. No one sounds like Paul Bley. And I recognize his playing immediately. And check out this cool-ass picture of him with Annette Peacock. They were a couple. Judging from that picture, she was too much for him. That woman looks like she's beamed in from the future to me, or she just looks, the picture, she looks super powerful. I have dated a woman like that. I wrote a song about her. Almost too much to handle. But the sort of person and, opposites attract, that whole thing, the type of woman that inspires you but puts their foot in your ass and tells you, do better, do better. It's a hell of a picture, and it's a really good album, Ramblin'. That's an original. I pulled 2 more records from the living room to play. I didn't get to them yet. Maybe today. Key to Nowhere by Brother Ah and the Sounds of Awareness. If I remember correctly, spiritual black jazz. So this is out for a play, as well as this, because I couldn't remember the last time I do have one other record I played yesterday I'll show, but I pulled this from the other room too. Couldn't remember what it sounds like. Easy as Pie by Gary Burton Quartet. Yeah, he's got Steve Swallow on here and two other names that I don't know too well. Jim Odgren and Mike Hyman. So this is out for play. I did play too. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, and I also need to mention this. Thank you, George. If you see, I think that's his name. George, who bought some music from me recently, said he wanted to send me something. So I got this yesterday in the mail. Trio solos, but I already have this. I think he misunderstood me. Can I show it? Is it? Because I have this already. German. This is a German pressing, okay, and mine is too. I think he got it mixed up with where my copy of Solstice by Ralph Towner. I had a German copy that got eaten by the dog that I used to live with, and then I replaced it with an American copy. So that's that. So, but I'll tell you what, this is in much better shape than mine. My original is like an old friend. So I've learned that some of those old records, it's like they have too much sentimental value for me to trade them. And this is in so much better shape than mine. I'm going to keep them both and not feel bad about it, because this is a sort of record that sits. You know, how many people know about this or want it? I played it all the way through. It's in beautiful shape. Thank you, George, for sending that. I did play some more music. Well, Fuse One, which has it's a compilation of stuff, and there's a few clunkers on here. But what did I really enjoy? Waterside. I'm trying to see. It's the John McLaughlin, To Whom All Things Come. The John McLaughlin tracks are the standouts on here. But this is another one where you find it super cheap, I think I got this for $1. In looking for content, there's always new content where it's a rehash, and a lot of what's being rehashed now is the stories of bands and artists, especially tragedy. It seems like we're really addicted to tragedy. I'm not. Kind of pisses me off that, the main thing about these documentaries is how they really focus on the dark side and the downfall. Pisses me off. Because I was watching another new one about Badfinger, their tragedy, 2 suicides, 2 or 3. They got fucked by the music industry. But they were talking about the song Come and Get It that Paul McCartney wrote for the band, but like he would do with the Beatles, he says, I want it done like this, exactly like this. I had never heard the story about how the band, butted up against Paul McCartney at first, wanting to do it, sing it in their natural accent. And he said, no, you must do it like this, it'll be a hit. Paul was right. But I hadn't listened to this in a long time. Magic Christian Music by Badfinger. Enjoyed it. They had everything, including the looks, to be huge. It's good music. The other thing I listened to was One Side of This. Really enjoyable. Really, really just took me away. I just found myself really focusing like daydreaming while listening to this. Percussions in colors. I listened to the Takamitsu side. I'm partial to Toru Takamitsu's composing. The percussionist is Sumire Yoshihara, and oh, excuse me. I did not read the notes. I didn't listen to both sides of this, but really enjoyed it. Very spacious composition on this side. I like that about Takamitsu. I have several recordings of his music, and it's not quite avant-garde. It's just very, well, he can paint a vivid picture, but one that is hard to describe. This was really enjoyable. Percussions in colors. That's what's going on. We've made it to Friday. Again, I avoided the news yesterday. The new song that I saw a video of through Brooklyn Vegan that I thought was good is Sandra Lurch. Now, I'm familiar with that person and I've heard their music before, but this new song, which I forget the name of, it's a good song. And what I liked about it was the shift quarterly. You know, a lot of stuff now, including my stuff, is 1, 2, maybe 3 parts. In the old days, people would, go to great lengths, it seems like, to write a song. And this new Sandra Lurch strikes me like that. The person really knows the craft of songwriting. So I thought I'd mention that. Folks, take care of yourselves. Let me know how you're doing. Family. Ray and his wife are still in the hospital. I'm hoping they get better. Seriously, I don't want to lose them. Talk to you later.